Hello again, and welcome back to Broforce, Broview. Today we will be talking about Broheart, based off of William Wallace, most famously known from the Die Hard movie. So, Broheart. As you can see, just a big guy with a sword. He swings his sword. Every time he swings his sword, he takes a step forward. Pretty straightforward and simple. Except, not quite. But we'll get into that later. As a melee unit, he is extremely good at taking out mech units, especially heavily armored mechs. However, due to the fact that he takes a step every time he cuts, it can be risky. So just kind of try to keep track of what you're doing, because if you lose track, you could end up accidentally stepping into a gunfire, and that could be bad. As you can see, his sword's not exactly slow, but it is pretty strong and has an unexpected reach. Against bigger units, such as large dogs, you can see I just throw that dog to the side. And against large mooks, well, I just knock that guy a little bit senseless with a big sword. And yeah, pretty effective. Now, against devils, as I said, has an unusually long effect, so take advantage of it. His special ability is a little bit funny because of what he stood for in history, but now he's for America. He scares all enemies in front of him. You put him up in a corner, and you can just cut through them all. He pretty much kills just about everybody in one hit. Surprisingly, shielded units last a long time against him, but not forever. And against groups, he does throw, and, well, he gets rid of bodies pretty quickly. Now, here's what's so special about Broheart. His melee attack, he throws his sword. Yes, he throws his sword. We'll go in and talk about that a little bit in a moment. First off, digging potential, he does great. He has a little bit of an overblow, but only a single block, kind of usual. He does take a little bit to get used to when he comes to digging. He takes a step forward, remember, and he does have a kind of slow swing, which means you kind of want to hit the button before you jump if you're wanting to take out blocks above you. If you can get him up to a corner, he'll take out an entire square. And pretty much any block he touches, it disappears. He just takes a little bit getting used to when it comes to timings. Now, let's go ahead and restart him real quick. And we'll talk about what makes this guy very special. So, as I showed earlier, I can throw my sword. If I accidentally throw my sword off, there's no way to get it back. Currently, there is a bug that if you break the cage you're in at the start of a level with the sword, it creates a second one, but I don't exactly know why. But we'll just keep this one around a little bit so we can try to just keep it handy. So, when you don't have your sword, you punch. Your punch is extremely weak, it takes forever, but it does contain the same properties in melee attack, meaning still pretty good against mech. In fact, it's a little bit safer. It does take much longer, as you can tell, but you don't have to worry so much about accidentally falling in front of his gunfire. When it comes to digging, again, much slower. And killing people, much slower. With dogs, you're still pretty fast. Actually, you attack faster, although you do have a lesser effect. And with the big dogs, you still punch them hard enough to throw them. Again, you don't kill them outright, and you don't kill them fast, but you knock them loopy, and it don't matter. As you can see with the big mook, you keep knocking them senseless, and it really doesn't matter how long it takes you to kill them. Okay, that's done. As you can see, he does have a rather large punch range, very similar to his sword, just an unusual amount of range on that punch. His special effect is the exact same, whether he is sworded or not. That is an awkward verb. And he takes 2 punches to kill people, so do be aware of that. One slice will kill just about everybody, but it does take 2 punches to kill the average person. Shielded units don't stand a chance against the fists, and small groups, you throw them, so they're not really much of an issue either. Do remember, though, it does take 2 punches to kill, so if you get a little bit eager, you punch somebody a couple of times, you throw a couple of people into another group, into another group, into another group, blood explodes everywhere, you stop punching, you're like, yeah, that was awesome. And then you don't realize that there's a mook holding a AK-47 to your head and he pulls the trigger. So, overkill's always nice in this game. Keep punching until no bodies are left. The animation on this is broken right now. Don't know why. But when he doesn't have his sword, he does use the standard Broforce knife. Although currently it isn't being animated on him or the Broketeer. When it comes to digging, he's an extremely weak digger with his fists. It can take forever. And as you can see, the animation for digging vertically isn't quite done yet. Now, we're going to restart again. Just kind of have a little bit more fun with it this time. So as you can see, even mech units get scared. Oh, that was bad. Was not expecting that. Even mech units get scared. Of course, they don't have the same effect of running away to their death. But it is fun just to see them scared. Let's just get rid of that for a second. Now, one fun thing to do with this guy is just throw your sword. I'm going to try to do this. I failed the last 2 times I tried this. So, you throw your sword, and you can kill people. You punch them around. You get some really nice combos. You're like, yeah, hit, hit, hit. Throw sword. That didn't work either. Throw your sword and you go into punching them. It's really nice. You get the devils all together. You can throw your sword and take out the majority of them. Get a nice little bit of work up there. We'll leave a couple of them alive just for a second. And when you freed them, as noted, they pretty much all decapitated themselves on my sword. Now, when you do not have a sword, you can throw. You cannot, or actually I guess you can now. Earlier, like literally 5 minutes ago, you could not throw people. But yeah, this character, trying to think of a good way to rate this guy. I would say, for an experienced player, this is definitely an S-ranked bro. You can kind of come in, you know what you're doing, and you can just kind of have some fun with it. The throw can put in some skill shots. You go in, you're bouncing swords off of the wall. You're like, yeah, bounce that sword off the wall, punch a guy in the face, pick up the sword before it hits the ground. You start getting used to some of those things. You could even get into a nice group where you're throwing the sword through people. Let's get rid of these bodies real quick while I'm talking and make my sword bounce. You can throw the sword against the wall to the point where it's falling right back into your hand. And yeah, just a lot of potential for a experienced player to just get the most out of this bro. However, if you're a newer player, I would definitely say that this guy is a rank B, possibly C character. For newer characters, he's great, because he is literally the strongest character in the game right now. If his power or his attack power isn't the highest, but if you look back at what was happening with the dog, even unarmed, he was tossing the large dog around the room like it was nothing. He can come through and kill just about anybody in one or two hits. He can come through and break just about anything in one or two hits, as long as he has a sword. However, the moment he loses his sword, he becomes the weakest bro in just the weakest bro in the whole catalog. His punches aren't that strong. They're fast, but yeah, they do have a lot of crowd control to them. They knock people the shit out. They throw people to the sides, and it does still have use. So like I was saying, an experienced player could get a lot out of it, but a new player, just that risk that, oh yeah, I'm sitting here and I accidentally meleeed, and oh no, my sword went down the stairs, and it's gone. And you literally went from having an amazing bro to having a bro that, well, in essence, at this moment, could be a liability if you're not that strong or confident with your playstyle. I mean, yeah, you could end up getting something like a mecher, and when he's in his fist form, he's much better at taking out mechs because he doesn't accidentally step in front of the gun. But other than that, yeah, you could end up in a situation where you just have to take it slow. So, as I was saying, definitely for experienced players, a fun character to play. Bouncing the blades, just yelling freedom and scaring the shit out of people is hilarious. For newer characters, do be careful. This is a much deeper bro, so you're probably not going to be a new character if you're playing him. However, if you do and you're just not confident with him, don't be afraid to just pass him up or to swap him out as quick as possible. Anyway, I hope this was informative and fun and entertaining. Have a nice day.